Well, the Excellencies, all speakers, presenters, participants, and the committees of the first IIC, IELA International Conference 2021. My name is Ahmad from IAIN Metro Lampung. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm very happy today to be a part of this conference, and please allow me to share the finding of my study focusing on translanguaging pedagogy in ELT practices in Indonesian Pesantren school. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Bapak Ibu, have you ever seen this kind of sign, English only zone here, the yellow one? Yes, I think everyone has ever seen this kind of sign. And in my experience, many of my students are afraid of seeing this kind of zone because they are afraid of making mistake in using English. And I think this kind of phenomenon, English only zone or English only teaching, is more or less influenced by the monolingual paradigm that has shaped the field of foreign language teaching across the globe. According to this paradigm, the best way to teach English, to learn English, is by using full English in classroom. However, some studies find that this English-only mindset couldn't work well, especially in the context where the students are multilingual speakers, where the students are more exposed to other language use compared to English. And this is what makes some scholars advocate the shift from monolingual to multilingual turn. In multilingual turn, the concept of translanguaging has gained the importance recognition from the scholars of English teaching practitioners in bilingual and multilingual contexts. According to Chanagaraja, translanguaging is the ability of multilingual speakers to shuttle between languages, treating the diverse language that form their repertoire as an integrated system. In translanguaging paradigm, the student's other language is valued as sources, not weakness, to study English. My study is situated in Pesantren school context. Why Pesantren? Because I see that there is the complexity of ELT in this school context, especially because the students are multilingual speakers. They are active users of Indonesian, Arabic, and their local language. And in Pesantren, there is the high exposure to Arabic language because this language is the main medium of instruction, and this makes the student more familiar and also more motivated to learn Arabic language than to learn English. Therefore, many English teachers in Pesantren school contract try to take benefit of using Arabic language or other student languages into their English classroom. And looking at the complexity of Pesantren school context and the absence of studies focusing on translanguaging pedagogies in Pesantren, this study tried to answer the research question: what are teachers' attitude toward the translanguaging pedagogy, and how the translanguaging is used in FL classroom. Bapak Ibu, my study is qualitative case study research, and I use in-depth interviews to 6 English teachers from 6 different Pesantren school in 3 different districts in Lampung province. I refer the English teachers as my participant using pseudonym to ensure their confidentiality, and the interviews use Indonesian because the participant chose to use Indonesian to freely express their opinion and voices. The interviews were audio recorded, transcribed and translated into English. And then the data were analyzed using semantic analysis from Brown and Clark. And let's come to the first result regarding the attitude toward the translanguaging pedagogy. And this is some excerpt of English version from the interviews to English teachers in Pesantren school. And from their response, it shows that English teachers in Pesantren have positive attitude toward translanguaging pedagogy because they find that translanguaging helpful to help the teachers explain the materials and also at the same time increase the student participation in classroom. And this is in line with the study from Contoh 2018 that the use of student existing languages as fruitful resources to not only develop student competence but also their confidence in engaging the English classroom activities. The other result shows that translanguaging is used when the teacher needs to create more effective material delivery. This is some example I take from Pak Triono experience. Here it shows that Pak Triono find it difficult to explain what the simple past tense is, but then he find a strategy to get some equivalent term in Arabic, and it is fi'il madi. So when Pak Triono used the fi'il madi term, the student get more interested and more engaged in following what Pak Triono is explaining about the topic, and more students take part in giving some example in simple past tense. The other use of translanguaging is when the teacher really need to create fun and non-threatening English learning environment. As we know that we often find many students are not confident, are afraid of making mistake in using English, and they find that English class is not fun. From Pak Adi experience, it shows that when the teacher really accept the use of other languages, like what the student B used here, saying pecel and jengkol, and then responded well by other students and also Pak Adi as teacher, it shows that Pak Adi create fun English learning environment and the student can get more engaged in this English classroom activities. So it might be different when the teacher Pak Adi here say that, come on, please don't use pecel or jengkol, try to find other term in English. It might be different, the result of the situation of his English class, especially for the student. The next one, the importance of translanguaging, is when the teacher want to address the socio-cultural context of school in their ELT practices. So Bapak Ibu, I believe that we understand that one of the important competence of English teachers, like what Professor Jack Richard said, is that the English teacher need to accommodate socio-cultural context of school in ELT practices. And here Bu Mirna chose to use the term salat and also santri instead of translating them into English. From here, Bu Mirna shows that it is important to incorporate the local cultural values of pesantren into her English classroom. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I couldn't discuss or relate to other theories or to other more previous studies because of the limited time. And I do believe that this study has so many limitations, but from the 6 English teacher perception and also experiences, I can conclude that translanguaging in the context of Pesantren school or other similar contexts might be a more effective pedagogical approach than forcing the teacher to use monolingual approach, which is English only method. This is because students are multilingual and most of them still relatively low proficiency in English, and by using translanguaging, it can agentively support one another's language learning, resolve conflict, keep their cultural identity as Pesantren community, and also draw on knowledge across languages. And I want to add also that translanguaging also gives space for teachers to treat our student as co-constructor of knowledge, not only the passive recipient of knowledge. Well, Bapak Ibu, I think that's all that I can share with you today. Thank you very much for your nice attention. Have a good day. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.